What if the world lost its mightiest heroes? Nick Fury struggles to launch the Avengers when candidates are targeted by a serial killer. Hello, everyone. I'm Steve from Valhartv, and today I'll be reviewing What If Episode 3. So, this episode starts out with basically Iron Man 2 at the donut shop. So, we start right off as we see that Tony Stark, it has the poisoning going up his neck and everything like that. And the scene's almost verbatim from what it was in the movie, except there's a twist to it. And I'm trying to do this as non-spoilers as possible. So if I don't touch on certain things, forgive me. But yeah, this was a really good opening, I thought, to this episode. To actually any of the episodes, and there's only 3 of them so far. We really get to see this almost verbatim, which is great. And as the episode goes on, we do get other movies like Thor, Hulk, Captain America, and there's like 1 or 2 other ones. I believe there's they say there's 3 stories that unfold in this episode, but I believe that they reference up to like 5 movies in it, including one you actually don't really see coming in it. So I thought that was really good. So the story was very well told in this episode as well. I was actually surprised about that. We get a lot of good scenes from multiple movies, and they all kind of flow together. So we see them kind of rewriting some of the parts of the movies in this, but they're all coming together into one story that actually flows. Versus like last episode where we didn't get like a lot of explanations for why T'Challa was a better Star-Lord than Chris Pratt, or things like that. We just got told that he's great, he's amazing, he's saved people, but we don't get flashbacks or anything like that. Like this, we don't get flashbacks, but they just go. They start with Iron Man 2 and then they just flow into like Thor and the Hulk and Captain America, and they just keep flowing into it, and they take certain scenes out of those movies, and then they add the scenes in that they need to make it flow consistently. So I actually did like that about this episode. And the sheer premise of what the what if choice is based on honestly remains a mystery throughout the whole episode until the very end. And then we really get to see what the real what if is in this episode. Like, in my opinion, I thought that was really good. And we also get to see what would happen if there were no Avengers to save the world. Like, I thought, again, that was a really cool concept for this. Like, what would happen? Who would come to Earth or who wouldn't come to Earth? Things like that. There could have been multiple different ways this could have went. In this episode without the Avengers. And they even kind of talked about it in each of the movies, like what would happen if we weren't here to stop this person, or like instead of this person coming, if this person came instead, would we be able to stop them? And we kind of touch on that throughout all the movies a little bit, including Infinity War and Endgame. So I really thought this was kind of a really, really neat concept for this. And I think that this was a better episode overall than the first 2. And this episode has intrigue, mystery, murder, invasion, and betrayal from, like, a place that you don't even see coming, I thought that, again, was really, really neat for this episode. The animation in this series has been a little weird, and in this episode, it's a little more. Like, they changed it up, I think, a little more compared to the first 2. So I'm not really sure where they're going with this animation styles, but I don't really have, like, a huge issue with it. I just think it looks kind of weird for the most part. I think they could have picked a different animation style and made it work a lot better. They have other animated shows out already. I believe there's the Star Wars one, Bad Batch. I haven't seen it yet or anything like that, but I mean, that animation seems to look a little bit better than this, I think. But overall, it's not bad. I don't really have an issue with it, per se. The acting in this, I think, was just as good as any of the other episodes, to be honest with you. I do think that the dialogue in this was better. We had a lot of we had not a lot, but we had quite a few like one-liners and like some jokes that actually were kind of funny and hit a little bit. Uh, but I don't think we really needed like the Marvel humor in this. I think it would have they could have done that a little bit better. But overall, I thought the acting and the dialogue was better in this. I like how this episode shows us what is going on. Yeah, and not just telling us. That was my biggest thing about this episode, which I thought was really good. Uh, the mystery was great because they didn't you really don't see what the twist is until the end. And the fact that they didn't actually tell us what the choice was in the beginning, I think kind of helped because this is more of a mystery type episode. So I really thought that actually played into it and helped a little more because you do get to find out what the choice is at the end of the episode. Yeah, they do pose the one, like, what if, like, the Avengers never assembled, or we lost the mightiest heroes. So that was the main what if, but the real, like, for me, I feel like the what if for the real one was towards the end. So I really, again, thought that was really good. I would give this at least a 7.5, 8 out of 10. This, I think, was their best episode so far. I know that there's some other reviewers who think this is a little weak. I actually didn't think it was that weak, to be honest with you. I really had no issues with this. I liked it. I liked the fact that they showed us, starting at Monday and going on for an entire week, of what happened. So I really did like that fact, too, is that we got to see things instead of just being told what happened, And that, to me, is a better story than just being told that somebody's better than this other person for whatever reason, or that they did this, but we don't see it. So, again, kudos to them. I know this is the same directors and writers from the first two, so I kind of was like, how do you go from two okay to decent episodes, to a good episode? It doesn't really make sense, but again, you're never going to get every single episode of a series being good. So there's always going to have its ups and downs for everybody. And if you guys like what I do, please leave hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and let me know what you thought about this episode, and also subscribe. Take care for now, everybody.